Strus is playing like the Big East Player of the Year. You can't lose this game for Creighton, and you want to hear your name selected on Selection Sunday. This would be technically a bad loss.
Yep, no question about it. Let's give you a look at the starting lineups now, presented by Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Blue Jays will be raining threes. Alexander and Crumple are the top scorers on a very young team. The Blue Demons get 19 a game from Max Strus, 14 from Alujabi, 13 from Kane. They come, as you say, to Omaha playing very, very well. Now your players to watch, you mentioned Strus, who's been on fire. Tyshawn Alexander coming in averaging 16 points a game, and he's made a three-pointer, at least one, in 33 consecutive games.
Babyface assassin Tyshawn Alexander. He might look like he's 12 till he gets the basketball, and all of a sudden he can drop 30. Had a great start to the season, kind of a lull with all the injuries when teams ganged up on him, but now seems to be playing back at that magical level. Weather
has been horrible here in Omaha all winter long. It's been raining all day. Everyone's delighted to be inside and ready for this opening tip. And DePaul wins it as we get underway. The Blue Demons 15-13, 7-10 in the Big East. Creighton at 17-13, looking to go to 9-9 in Big East play.
And how DePaul uses Devin Gage. They are not going to guard Devin Gage, the Blue Demons. Make him shoot, and that's why.
Right off the bat, the point guard with a misfire. Creighton has won 14 of the last 15 meetings head-to-head against DePaul. They've really had their number. Crumple is going to get inside and lay in two. The big 6'9" junior from Slovenia.
And that wasn't even their initial first play. They script out their first couple plays. That was just a simple read on a ball screen in which DePaul was just a little too excited. Now DePaul a turnover. And this is Crumple, who really playing great basketball. Comes and just slips the ball screen. Alujabi, who does not move well laterally. A tremendous interior scorer for the Blue Demons. But defensively, that's where he's weak, and they're going to make him cover out on the floor.
Crumple, one of the few Blue Jays who rarely shoots a three, but he does lead the world in dunks. Straight on Alexander. Got a great look, but a miss.
That was the opening play, designed for a lob. You don't, you get Tyshawn Alexander an open jump shot. Creighton runs a lot of really creative offense. Spreads you out. Mitch Ballack is a stretch four.
Gage up top, swings it here for Kane. Long distance. That was a three, but can't hit that. In transition, here come the Blue Jays. They can really score. Crumple will try a three. How about that? Averaging 13 and 7. He's off to a very nice start. Creighton leading 5-zip.
Quick double from Zagorowski, and then he retreats.
Here's Strus now shooting 37% beyond the three-point line. Kane, that's too strong. Going to get a second effort, and out of play it goes, and DePaul will keep it.
Watch Marcus Zagorowski, the freshman, just a little in and out, creates the help. Again, Alujabi helps, and Crumple now playing like a stretch five. What an incredible story of perseverance Martin Crumple has been.
That, by the way, only his 20th three-pointer all season long. That's right at the very bottom of the register for this team. Here's Strus with a three, and they're cold right away on the DePaul side. Creighton team, as mentioned, with a lot of guys who can score. 5 players averaging in double figures for the Blue Jays. Scooped up by Alexander. Mintz in the corner, the 6'3" junior. Thought about a three. Zagorowski, a guy who can really hit them 44%. How about that crossover? He can't stick it. That would have brought the crowd up right away.
This is big versus small. Paul Reed gets called for the offensive foul. Paul Reed is an all-airport team guy. I mean, he walks in the airport like, what NBA team does he play for? Tyshawn Alexander guessing and guessing right as Reed tries that big boy step over.
A couple of turnovers there for DePaul. Last time out, they only turned it over 8 times against Georgetown. That was in 40 minutes.
So what I mean by big is Max Strus, I think that the design of this team, they want him to play 4. They want him to play power forward, create mismatches, and have Alujabi or Reed at center. But their best lineup is with all 3 out in the court. There's 3 of their best players, along with Eli Kane, who's kind of a Swiss Army knife.
Kane, that guy really passing as well as shooting score. Here's Alexander.
Against a Creighton team that plays essentially 4 guards.
gate. 7-0. Exactly the start the Blue Jays wanted. Strus lost the dribble for a moment. Great effort there by Mintz. And it's batted away. Quick hands here by Creighton.
And they're playing 5-on-4. The Blue Demons are on offense. Because Devin Gage, they're daring him to shoot. That's why there's so many hands. Feels like there's a sixth defender. No, it's really just a fifth defender. And they're barely paying any attention to 3 in the black jersey.
Meanwhile, Crumpel has scored all the points for the Blue Jays here in the opening minutes. Blue should be trying to get free. They double up on him. Scooped up by Ballack. So another turnover. Something to watch. Hurling. He'll bank it in. He went coast to coast. That's going to produce a timeout for Dave Lato and DePaul. A 9-0 start for Creighton.
Well, the Blue Jays have done it with their defense. But not have him pass and stand when the ball goes in the low post.
Well, Dave Lato could not wait any longer. Wanted a timeout immediately before it got any more out of hand. 7 of the 9 points have come off turnovers for Creighton, so the defense is buckling down. Goose off to Gage. They certainly left him open right away for the very first shot. And he missed that. His read to fire.
And see, they're all taking contested jump shots. And Devin Gage, he's got to find whatever his best shot is. And it's probably just a catch and shoot 15, 17-foot jump shot and knock it in. Or become a screener. This is one thing I can absolutely relate to. I went through times in college basketball where they wouldn't guard me. You have to make yourself a valuable commodity.
Alexander with a rare miss here early on for Creighton. They're hitting 11 threes per game, among the best in the country. Another turnover. Alexander jumping out with the pass.
Look at that ball.
Crumpel in the corner. Alexander straight on. Got a great look off the back of the iron.
I mean, everyone touches the basketball, and then Crumpel might have had a look, shot faked, and got turned down the good shot for the great shot.
Kane, that's going to be an offensive foul on Eli Kane.
Zegarowski, the freshman, takes a little contact, flops a little bit, gets the call at home. Second offensive foul the Demons have been called for.
And 5 times already they've turned it over.
They're just frustrated, and I don't blame them. But, you know, one thing you can use Devin Gage as is a great flare screener. If your man is playing in the paint where it says Big East, you can set flare screens, which means the guy standing at the top of the key, he flares to the weak side. Your man simply can't help. You got to be creative with the angles and make him useful. Make him somebody you have to guard.
Zegarowski with a tough drive. Nice dish in the lane and a foul against DePaul. And they've gone 5 minutes without scoring a point.
Well, if the offense is bad, the defense is struggling as well. You know, now all of a sudden you make a couple subs and you don't have anybody who can really guard Marcus Zegarowski. Paul Reed guarding a guard. You got Butts comes in guarding a guard. Jalen Butts.
Cameron with the foul. He just got into the ball game. Crumpel at the line, 65%. What's interesting about Creighton is early in the season, Doug, they were a terrible foul shooting team, as you know. They were like 62% about 11, 12 games in. Now they're up around 70%. Very, very respectable. That's not easy to do over the course of a season.
You want to know the big reason why? This guy, right? He's gone from a terrible free throw shooter to a good one. Of course, the great double announcer jinx.
I'm not sure if that was you or me. It was both of us.
Well, you mentioned the team and I mentioned him. I'll take the blame for that one.
Somebody has to. So we'll see if the DePaul Blue Demons can break through tonight. Another whistle, 14:44 to go here in the first half. Now, the Creighton Athletic Program announced last night they're placing assistant coach Preston Murphy on administrative leave 24 hours after a federal indictment accused him of accepting a bribe from a would-be sports agent. They intend to fully cooperate with authorities. They say they will have no further comment. Murphy did not attend Friday's practice here at Creighton.
And look, this is just something that with the wiretaps, we don't have enough information. We have a story, we have a report, and until we have actual evidence, we're acting on hearsay or on a report.
Zegarowski throwing that one out of play. Creighton up 9-zip.
But I do know it's important for Greg McDermott, who has always approached college basketball and do it the right way. This time at Northern Iowa and Iowa State, here at Creighton. When your name gets mentioned in the news and you have to suspend an assistant coach, it's not the way in which you want to conclude your season, especially one in which they're finally now healthy. They've won 4 games in a row.
Right, and a very delicate part of the season for them as they're trying to get into the NCAA tournament, and depending on who you read, they're a bubble team or they're not. Kane on the dribble drive, trying to lean in, heavy traffic, tough shot for their first basket.
Well, the lineup change, obviously bringing in Flynn Cameron, has 5 guardable players, and that creates the lane for Eli Kane.
Alexander 39% beyond that three-point line. He'll bounce that one. And deflected out of play, 13:38 to go in the first half. You mentioned Greg McDermott, 9th year at the helm for Creighton. He is 12-1 in his career here against DePaul. So he has, you could say, figured them out.
I mean, there's a lot of coaches with good records against DePaul over the last 13 years.
I don't know about 12-1.
That's true, fair point. And this is a pronounced home court advantage.
Yeah, no doubt. Great crowd here. About 18,000, corner jumper, and all net. Balak, who's 40% from three-point land, making it 12-2. Cameron tied up, got it free to Butts. Kane with another jumper. One and done there. Rebound picked up by Alexander.
Creighton does a great job of scattering the court defense. If you're a non-shooter, they're not guarding. If you go right, they're making you go left.
Alexander finding a seam with that right hand. Great shot as he makes it too.
Well, he's such a good shooter. You're playing close. We mentioned though, you got Jalen Butts, who's a power forward, guarding an elite 2 guard. That's a mismatch.
Strus giving up. Cameron not there. Well, they're getting nothing beyond that three-point line. Butts tried to save it, and it was tipped by DePaul, and so the Blue Jays will have it with 12:41 to go. And Dave Lato in season 4 of his second stint at DePaul. And DePaul has broken their string of 11 consecutive losing seasons, regardless of what happens here tonight.
No, look, this has been an outstanding year for DePaul. I mean, the massive culture change that he has implemented. Now with the help of Eli Kane, who's the leader of this team, Max Strus is a great player on this team, and he was just laying into Femi Alujibe, who the grad transfer has really helped kind of turn the corner. Probably should have beaten Villanova, and they may get another shot at Nova upcoming in the Big East tournament.
Cameron with his second foul, and a really fine recruiting class coming in for Coach Lato too.
And 2 talented players sitting out, red shirts as well. The future is bright with the new arena, Wintrust Arena.
There's certainly momentum coming off this season. And they have recovered from dropping 7 out of 9 to win their last 2, and just blew apart Georgetown last time out 101-69. Far different start here tonight, obviously. On the road at Creighton. Balak, nifty pass and a niftier shot. Bishop getting free underneath, but that pass was outstanding.
Mitch Balak, when he's making jump shots, is so incredibly valuable. Can guard 3, sometimes 4 positions. Shoot and pass the basketball. He's tremendous.
Kane. A little stumble there. Strus has been really quiet. Shot clock down to 7. The leaner went for his. Well, Butts tried to tip that in. That's going to be stuck. And on the possession error, it'll be Creighton ball when we come back.
They mentioned to switch all of their ball screens and all of their handoffs. So on screens, especially in transition, you want to screen the bottom half because they know if you're on the bottom half and they switch, we got you on your back. We got you kind of on our back. So look for Creighton to not pick and pop. Look for Creighton to pick and almost slip. There's the pick. There's the roll. That was almost a little bit too late, but you screen the bottom half of a man so that you can pin him and hold him behind you.
Mintz will pull up and pop. And a big rebound by Reed, who gets about 8 per game for the Blue Demons. They need something good to happen offensively.
anything good to happen offensively.
That's no lie. Gage in the corner. They need a hot hand. Bruce, of course, with 73 points in the last 2 games. He's been amazing. They'll get a foul here on Alexander with 11:06 to go.
All right, so this is a smaller lineup for DePaul. You got Paul Reed, number 4, just a tremendous athlete. But again, you're still playing with Butts, who is Jalen Butts, one of the most, if not their most improved player in the offseason, who's kind of a traditional power forward, not much of a shooter. They're trying to open up this defense because Devin Gage's man is in the lane. That's one way to do it.
Yeah, Gage will draw the foul. He'll be at the line. And the foul will go on Bishop, number 1, on the 6'7" freshman out of Lee Summit, Missouri. That'll put Gage to the stripe, and a good foul shooter. Makes 73%. And last time out against Georgetown, he dished out a career-high 10 assists and a great all-around offensive effort for the Blue Demons. That's a distant memory here tonight for them, at least so far.
No, he was fantastic. I mean, fantastic. Only took 1 shot, too, in that game. And he is a facilitator, a tremendous defender. He sets the table for them defensively with his strength and athleticism. And they just try to hide the fact that he doesn't want to shoot the basketball.
So 16-4 Creighton. Gage pop it out and popped it free. Kane, and a foul on the play will go against Creighton. That'll be number 2 on Alexander.
And this is where, again, let's give credit to Devin Gage. Okay, so Gage defensively pressures the basketball. That allows Eli Kane to get out and run through a pass. Davion Mintz kind of threw a pass not knowing if his teammate was open. Now all of a sudden DePaul gets to score some points and set their defense again.
So Alexander has to go to the bench in a little bit of trouble here.
This is interesting, what the changing lineups of what Creighton is trying to do. You got Caleb Joseph, who came here as a transfer from Syracuse, the heir apparent to be a point guard, and he's almost playing a small forward position. This is a tiny lineup for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's 6'3". Mintz on the attack, and it's stripped. Ball forcing a turnover. They want to run in transition and count the basket. And we'll be at the foul line as well with 10:20 to go here in the first half. Extremely well-run break there. DePaul showing some offensive life.
Well, they're going to lack the foot speed to keep up with the Blue Jays and make it up with length. There's Davion Mintz driving in, and he just lost the basketball. That's a good no call as Eli Kane knocks it out of his hands and Paul off to the races. This is the best rebounding team in the Big East. Not a surprise. That's where DePaul is going to get their points.
Jalen Butts with a 3-point play. So they have crawled back into it for Dave Lato, 16-9.
Cashaw goes and sits down. The grad transfer here on senior night. Transferred in here from Rice. And I think Creighton just got caught with a bad lineup. But Greg McDermott knew he wanted to go that small and try it. But it lasted all of 2 possessions.
Yeah, and a 7-0 run here for DePaul. Zagorowski over the top right on the stuff. Saw that one coming. Cropple right there, the 6'9" junior getting high up to slam it.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Mack was talking about, which is you set it, you're not picking and popping, you're not chewing gum, you're just setting it on the bottom side and going.
Cropple himself has scored as many points as DePaul has, 9. King weaving his way in, lost it. Here comes Mintz ahead of everybody to his left, trying to spin it up there. The tip won't go. Gage gives up the dribble. Nifty feed for the slam. Reed underneath for 2.
And I like watching Paul Reed play basketball. The type of guy you don't run any plays for, and he scores more points than if you do run plays for.
Ballack from the corner. 3-pointer on target. And that's their game. Jays hit 11 per game. They've hit 100 more than their opponents have this season. Just 100. Reversing field, Gage, a little fall away there. That's a tough shot. Off balance. Joseph wants to run and poked away by Reed.
So you remember we came out of the break and we had Greg McDermott, excuse me, talking about set that screen on the bottom half and then slip and go to the basket. Here's the screen on the bottom half, and then he goes as they try and slip for. They were trying to help for just 1 second, and it's too late. Martin Crumpel gets the alley-oop. Perfectly executing what your coach told you would do against a particular defense, and then you get help from a beautiful pass.
And they've had a few of those already, those beautiful passes. Joseph to put it in, as you mentioned, a Syracuse transfer. And coming here to Creighton, he shot the ball a lot better. It's amazing how that happens when you put this uniform on.
I think it's more the culture of not just the shots that you'll get, but the amount of work ethic it takes. And this goes back to Ryan Sears, to Kyle Korver. It doesn't matter who the coach is. There's just a great culture of work ethic, and they're on-campus practice gym.
Cameron with 3 fouls since he entered the game, so he gets himself into immediate difficulty. Zagorowski at the line, 77%.
You know what's going to be really interesting a week from tomorrow is going to be how we view a team like Creighton. Because based upon the numbers, they're very much a bubble team, and they may play their way in. But Marcus Zagorowski is the perfect example. He missed a couple games with a broken hand. Broken hand.
Missed 3, and they lost all of them.
You know, Damian Jefferson missed time, had surgery on his ankle. You know, when they lost in overtime to Villanova, they didn't have Tyshawn Alexander, their best player. So I get that their numbers would tell you, man, they got a lot of losses. But when they're healthy, this is an NCAA tournament team.
Near turnover, Reed scoops it up, shot clock down to 8. Gage trying to negotiate in close, the lay-in, and the tip will fall. So a 10-point game coming up at the 8-minute mark.
It seems like Devin Gage has figured it out. If I get it, I'm just putting my head down and I'm driving the basket.
And Crumpel got planted there. Zagorowski.
Going so quickly with that double.
Gage again, and will draw the foul. And we'll take the break as well. DePaul getting back in.
Devin Gage has kind of figured this thing out. I'm going to have to attack the basket. Doesn't mean you always have to attack and shoot and jump into bodies. His effort's been there. Can they get enough effort there from the rest of the Blue Demons?
Nothing yet in the scoring column from Max Strus, their top scorer. Again, 73 points in his last 2 games, averaging 19 per contest. 6'6" senior has been quieted thus far. Gage will be at the line. He's number 4 in the Big East in assists, one of the best passers in the league. This, by the way, the last game in the Big East regular season that you are watching here tonight after a very interesting day in the conference.
Honored to share the last game of the Big East Conference.
Yes,
2019 with you.
You and I in Omaha, absolutely. 23-15. We'll give you a look at that bracket in just a moment where it stands right now. Still some room. See what happens here tonight. Both of these teams could move quite a bit in the seeding. Zagorowski probably again slapped away from him, but he draws the foul. Give a look at that bracket now. And as mentioned, Villanova will be number 1 and the champion despite the loss today. Marquette went down in a terrific game against Georgetown. And what do you think about the Hoyas now? 19 wins. Not seeing a lot of bubble talk about them yet. What do they have to do?
They're going to have to win 2 games. You're going to have to win, obviously win 3 games, win the tournament, but you're going to have to beat Villanova. I actually, if that becomes the draw, I actually like it for Creighton, and I'll tell you why. So, look, they lost both times to Seton Hall. And Seton Hall is a team that solidified their status in NCAA tournament team with their win today, right? And they have the Kentucky win. You got the Marquette come from behind win, which is amazing. You get Marquette, you get Villanova, you get Kentucky, you got yourself an NCAA tournament spot. And so, look, if you're Creighton, you sit there and go, all right, we beat an NCAA tournament team. End of the day, that will help us. That will be a quad 1 win.
No, you're right about Gage. Another tough basket there. He'll be at the line, fouled by Ballack. And here's a look at that NCAA tournament resume. As you said at the top of the show, that strength of schedule, number 16, certainly big time in their favor, and no bad losses.
You know, I also think that there's this other thought with Creighton. You've seen the movie Major League, right? Remember when they bring the owner in and there's the little sticky tape things?
Yes.
Why don't we just win the whole thing?
Right, yep.
Why don't we just win the whole thing?
Right.
Why not? They can beat everybody in this league.
Nice job of paraphrasing, by the way.
Thank you. I like my job. I'd like to keep my job.
Under 7 to go here in the first half. 24-18. DePaul making a run here back in the thing and taking away. They're forcing some turnovers. DePaul is.
It's interesting because I actually do a very good Lou Brown. I don't know, Charlie. I got a guy on the other line about some white walls.
I like it. I like it. Man, he did a great job managing that club. Jumping inside. That won't drop. Lujaby's been pretty quiet as well, coming in averaging 14 points a game. And he'll commit the foul there, trying to slow down Crumble. Okay, let's talk about St. John's and Seton Hall now. NCAA tournament resumes. The Johnnies with 20 wins, 18 victories for Seton Hall. As you mentioned, a lot of terrific early victories. 1-1 time here for Crumble. He'll be at the line.
Well, obviously, St. John's, what will be held against them will be their lack of out-of-conference strength. Their strength of schedule out of conference is pitiful, and that will be held against them. And I think rightfully so. I will point out that some teams have a very good strength of schedule, like St. Mary's, and they didn't actually beat anybody. Like, we played a good schedule, they didn't beat it. It was a good team.
It helps to pick off a couple of those.
Look, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens with the OVC. You know, you look at a team like Belmont. They probably, you know, they have Murray State. I could very easily see in the committee say, are we really going to put Indiana in the field? Are we really going to put St. John's in the field? What happens if Furman wins the Southern Conference? Wofford's getting in as an outlaw.
Sure.
So there's other things that affect these Big East teams and the Big Ten teams and those teams with terrible conference records.
Ryder, nice job wriggling free. Eric Schreiner, the 6'3" junior out of Phoenix, who transferred from Cal State Northridge.
We got a 6-point game.
Zagorowski way downtown. No. Three-point accuracy has been a little off tonight.
And he was shooting great with the broken hand until last game.
Wearing a pad on that hand. Back out for Strus. Will he get going?
What a shot.
Like that. A lot of his game inside and out can be so dangerous. 26-22. Mintz stops, spins, great feed. Martin knows exactly what to do with it. 28-22.
It's something Villanova does so well in this league. When they drive, they're on balance. They use their pivot foot. And Creighton copying that. So many teams in college basketball practice jump stop, use your pivot.
Kane with an answer on the other end. And a turnover with 5:04 to go. On the line was Ballack. And a 4-point game.
Max Strus, shot fake, so he lifts the opposite player. Help comes, little in and out, then a push shot. I mean, man, there was a lot that went into that's 10-foot jump shot, and then Davion Mintz, the beneficiary. Davion Mintz diamond to Martin Crumple, the beneficiary.
No, Crumple 14. Not getting a lot of help, at least not yet. Off Butts, another scramble for it in the lane.
Butts has got to catch that. This is an action, OB, where they're making you think they're going away from Max Strus. I want to bring Max Strus back. It's called the nail. You set a screen, and then you slip. Davion Bunn's got to catch that basketball. He catches it, takes one crab dribble, he's dunking, and this suddenly becomes a 2-point game.
Well, they'll keep it on the possession arrow.
They use Strus as a screener here.
8 to get off a shot. And a whistle there as bodies are hitting the deck. Reed went down.
That's like Cashaw.
That'll be a Cashaw.
Cashaw's trying to do the low man wins, right? I mean, you and I were out wrestling in the parking lot, and you got lower and you pinned me, and it was a little embarrassing. And there's YouTube. That's all Cashaw's trying to do. Low man wins on Paul Reed.
May have been embarrassing for you, but certainly not for me. I was high-fiving the whole parking lot.
Fair enough.
Reed to the line. Good foul shooter too, 82%.
Paul Reed's got a chance to be a special player. Long arms, big hands, great work ethic, tremendous motor.
His dad, Paul, played professionally in Europe, so it has that going for him as well.
You know, in a dream scenario, in college basketball, he's your center, just rolling to the rim. And this team's not necessarily constructed that way.
28-24 Creighton, and the Blue Jays have the ball. They find the open man underneath, and that's Bishop, the 6'7" freshman. So they open it back up to 6, but at one point it was 16-2 Creighton.
It's all about perspective, right?
Indeed. Kane, nifty spin to his right, and another whistle. So Kane with his second.
So this is, again, what Greg McDermott was talking about. Set that screen low, and then immediately roll. Low, roll, and frankly, that's Max Strus's fault. He should be the help man all the way over in the lane. But the ball movement and taking it from side to side and then setting ball screens and rolling, really confusing. And Creighton gets into their action very quickly.
Well, Greg McDermott chatting with the officials here with 4:14 to go in the first half. He's unhappy with something. And the officials are going to go to the monitor here.
They're going to look for some sort of flagrant foul. That's what they're looking for. He's questioning who the actual foul is on. Tell me who the foul's on. Zagorowski falls down. Ballot comes in. That could have been a foul. Should be on Mitch Ballot. Mitch Ballot says, no, that's not on me.
It'll be number 2 on him. Was called on him.
Well, it's officially a college basketball game now. We've already had a monitor review.
Right. Have you noticed?
If we get Red Panda in here, now it's officially a little bit bigger college basketball game.
And I love Red Panda.
I do too. But
halftime performances.
I'm a little.
You're over it. Yeah, I
get it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
After you get to like 100 of them, I understand, but they're all great. Kane with a miss at the line. He'll have another one coming.
Alex smiling, saying, "Ball don't lie."
Kane 67%, coming off a terrific game. 24 points against Georgetown with 5 assists as well. They've been playing from behind all night here tonight so far.
I like this from DePaul.
Ballot lets fly. Got it!
I did like it from DePaul. I like the idea of a three-quarter court press, but they three-quarter court press to slow Creighton down, which it worked, but they went back into a zone and didn't guard 24. That's the guy you got to find.
Yeah, 40% beyond the three-point line. That's a tough shot. Count it. Well, you've been on his ability since Jump Street tonight, Reed.
And this guy's ability. Mitch Ballot, splash. Might not want to leave 24 open. He'll make you pay.
Wherever you are keeping it, it's time for the first match of the day. Show good card giveaway. Find your first match of the day, debit or credit card, and hold it up high. Keep holding it up there for the camera to see. Remember, once the music stops, the camera stops. And the card holder on the video board tonight. Lucky win. Full hard cash from Creighton and Georgetown. Let's see those cards.
Get closer to the basket, right? That's one way to do it. Hey, these long jump shots aren't working. Let's get closer. That's easier. And that's helped them.
Shooting percentage all of a sudden through the roof for the Blue Demons, and they're right back in the game. And Reed will be at the line here trying to make it a little closer. 33-27 to 27.
If you have not been to Madison Square Garden for the Big East tournament, what are you waiting for? I mean, this year especially, literally anybody can beat anybody in this league. I don't think you have a third weekend team, a Final Four team, but it's the Garden, it's the Mecca, and you still have Nova's league champions again, and anyone can beat anybody. And did I mention it's the Garden?
In close, Bucks with a misfire, got a good look though. Zagorowski with a feed in the corner. Mintz left wide open. Big fight for the rebound. Second effort for the Blue Jays. They won't wait. That guy's on fire. Ballack way downtown. He sticks it. And he's their assist leader. And also a very capable scorer. He's had some big games. Strus off the double. Here's Kane. Big contact there. And an offensive foul against DePaul. Ballack with 14 now.
I'm playing that undersized 3, undersized 4 from Eudora, Kansas. Just steps in and knocks it down. And those are the best 3-point shots and the hardest to defend. Off an offensive rebound. And really where that came into play in college basketball, you remember when Steph Curry and Davidson made their run to the Elite Eight before losing to Kansas. They were among the first teams to practice that. Get an offensive rebound, find Steph. Because the defense automatically sinks in. The ball is like a light. Players are like moths. They clutter around it. And it allows you to have step in 3-point shots. When Duke won a national championship in 2010, that was their offense. They were the best offensive rebound team in the country. Kick it out and shoot threes.
Damian Jefferson down the game. He'll drive and lay it in. The sophomore was enjoying a really fine season when he injured his ankle in January. When you saw him in the Caymans, he was really cooking.
He was. He was, playing undersized 4, shooting the ball a lot better than his reputation would tell you.
Strus lets fly and a 3. Well, that's an emphatic answer. 38-31. Now both sides starting to heat up from distance.
And Jefferson himself, he's not good enough to change your seed line, but you have to remember the litany of injuries they had where they just didn't have bodies. And he's a good player, a versatile player.
7-point lead here for the Blue Jays with 1:38 to go in the first half. And a reach-in foul on Creighton here.
Well, actually, Damian, that's the second consecutive mistake that he's made regarding Max Strus.
Vince with his second. And coming up on the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report, we check in with Rob, Steve, and Casey. They'll have scores and highlights from today's college basketball. Been a fascinating day to just sit around and watch college basketball.
Yep.
So many great and impactful games in virtually every conference, it felt like.
But to have all 10 teams playing in the Big East was just amazing to watch. Starts out with Seton Hall solidifying themselves, feel like, as a tournament team, taking down Villanova, who backs into a league championship because Georgetown beats Marquette in Milwaukee, and Marquette loses 4 in a row to end the season. I think he gave away one to Seton Hall. Seton Hall ended up with a 17-0 run the other day.
Yeah. The Georgetown freshman guards was superb today.
18-0 run.
Crumple to his left. Lost the dribble. Scrambled for that. DePaul forcing a turnover. Gage over the top. Butts in close. Tipped his own miss. Got it back. And 2.
Well, they just have such a prohibitive size advantage. They feel like when they get it inside, just throw it up on the glass. If they don't get it, they can play second shot basketball. The body blows of DePaul getting offensive rebounds and shots around the basket.
As you said, about a very good rebounding team, but behind the back pass there, 10 on the shot clock. Nothing yet. Ballack again. Got it! Another triple. Boy, he's been on fire. And they've needed him. He has really shown up here in the first half. He averages 10 points a game. Gage left open. Found it out. seconds of the first half. And it looked like Creighton was going to run away and hide from DePaul in the opening minutes. They were in the process of doing that, up 16-2. Blue Demons came storming back into the thing, but Creighton has the final possession.
1-4 flat from Marcus Zagorowski. Watch the driving kick.
Off the back of the iron. And the heave will not drop, so that's how the first half comes to an end.
Allen, 5 for 5. Flames coming off the basketball. I knew you played NBA Jam back in the day. He's on fire. 24. At 17 at the half, but DePaul getting back into it with body blows, drives, and ones, free throws. They shot 14 free throws, made 11 of them. Just getting closer to the basket. Old school. Hey, how about if we get twos while they shoot their threes? And it's gotten the Blue Demons within 4. It could have been cut to 2.
Now DePaul's been an excellent rebounding team all season long. They've out-rebounded everybody except 8 games this season, and they have the lead in that category by 3 at the break. And Creighton opens up with the basketball. And the second 20. Zagorowski losing the handle on that, a turnover.
Zagorowski's still doing that freshman thing where he's talented. He's given a lot of leeway. That was a play for Mitch Powell. You know, he has made all 6 of his shots in the first half. Zagorowski broke off the play because he thought he saw something. That's fine. He just can't lose the basketball.
Little lean in there by Struce at 6 points in the first half. Lojabe gets in for 2.
Pretty smart offensive basketball out of the halftime for DePaul, where you got Max Struce running off the screen on the exact opposite side of the court from Devin Gage, so his man can't help out. He can't be there, and then Femi Alujabi just using his raw strength and power to get that offensive board.
Now the marching orders for Creighton tonight, very simple. They cannot lose. Here's Ballack again. He stays hot with another triple. Well, that gives him 20. Looking for the answer, and on target, it's Kane. Good Ballack, those last 3 games, he was 6 out of 20. Had a quick strike on the other end for Mintz. And tonight, 6 for 6. Kane with a one-hander. And the offense coming much easier in the second half for DePaul.
Both teams, brother love ball. You score, I score. You score, I score. You score.
Ballack got it all. Well, there's no stopping him. Raining threes. Struce with a cross court. Nice follow there by Reed to pick off the miss. Usually double team trying to get free. The scramble and stripped away. Great job there by Crumple. Zagorowski drawing the foul. Now the bench for Creighton wants the basket.
They can want it all they want. That's not a goaltend. That was a clean block.
41 for DePaul, down by 8. Back to that last effort.
Drives in. There's the foul. And no, it was a goaltend. I stand corrected. Ball hit the backboard. That's a goaltend. That should have been an and 1.
Kane just picked up his 3rd foul. Zagorowski to the line, 77%. So Ballack has tied his career high by hitting 7 threes. Also did that against Nebraska.
Zagorowski is a fascinating player. Of course, Michael Carter Williams is half brother. His twin brother is 6'6" and plays at Lynn University. So he got a little bit more of the talent. His brother got more of the size. He's 6'6". He'd be illegal in several states.
He's back up to 10. Struce coming in 19 points a game. Kind of been a non-factor. At least so far, Kane's the open shooter. He drains it. That's a 3.
And they finally figured out how to pass out of that double team. At least Femi Alujabi did. Pass it to Gage. Gage makes the extra pass. And Eli Kane now getting warmed up.
Neither side missing here in the second half. Probably again. Tough shot. He banks it in. He'll be at the line and 1. should.
This is like, remember the movie Pleasantville? You know, Pleasantville early on in the movie where they just made everything, everybody's happy. Mitch Ballack, as Max Strus gets hung up on a screen, and then Mitch Ballack right in Eli Kane's eye, and then Eli Kane getting in the action off the double team.
Drop a little three-point play.
That first part, the first stanza of the first half was painful to watch. First stanza of the second half's been awesome.
Blue Jays up by 10. Absolutely cannot afford a slip up the rest of the way trying to make the NCAA tournament. And that'll be number 1. Zagorowski, a 6'2" freshman out of Hamilton, Massachusetts. Greg McDermott loves his basketball IQ.
Tilton School, that's not far from you.
Not far at all. Stone's throw. Back east, as we say. Kane feeling it. Off the wing, no. Ballack thought about it for a moment. He should. The way he's fired it. Trying to drive it a little closer. And a whistle to stop the clock. 16:37 to go on a foul.
There's nothing creative about what they run in transition. Just come down, keep you spread, get the ball moving, drive, kick, drive, jump stop, find the open man.
Over the top and caught by Alexander. Maybe he'll be the next man to start to do it. Ballack's been doing a round and out.
I did not miss by much.
Is so locked in. Swatted away by Ballack. He got up and played great defense on the block. Alexander stepping into a long one. He can't drain it.
I mean, Jalen Butts, you kidding me? You got to finish that shot.
He'll try again. He's tied up and fouled by Crumple. Back to the swat by Ballack.
I think it was Ballack and Alexander. There's Alexander. Both of them got him. Did he step in a hole? Flat tire? Like Jalen Butts is a good athlete. Body's put together. Had a very good offseason. My third DePaul game, and every time the coaches rave about his work ethic, ability to rebound, compete, man. Mitch Ballack and Tyshawn Alexander 2 times got you.
Officials going to the monitor with 16:06 to go. They're going to take a look at that last play. DePaul might have been asking for an intentional foul.
Now, technically, there is no more intentional foul. It's only flagrant. He grabs the wrist. Flagrant, excessive.
What do you think?
I think it's the foul. I think you can intentionally foul somebody without it being flagrant, but, you know, used to look for the low bar. He wanted to foul him, but he knew he was beaten and he fouled him. That's actually more of a pro move. It may rise to the level of flagrant 1. If I was officiating, I would go like, he's got 2 free throws anyway. Do we need to give him basketball?
That's what they're looking at.
By rule, you could rule that because it's not really a basketball play, even if it is actually a smart basketball play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like he was trying to steal the ball or trying to block the shot, which is the basketball play.
I could definitely see this go flagrant.
Yes.
Flagrant 1.
But technically, that's actually a really smart basketball play if you don't get a call.
We'll give you a look at the rule here, the definition. Flagrant 1, excessive, unnecessary contact, hooking, pushing, holding a player from behind to prevent a score.
Right? That's by definition, that's a flagrant 1. But they're not.
And that will be the ruling on this.
Right, by rule. But I actually understand. Like Crumple is just like, I'm going to get beat. Let me foul him real quickly. I'm not trying to do harm.
So it'll be Butts at the line. With just over 16 minutes to go. If you weren't with us at the very top, DePaul wasn't either. They were getting buried. They were down 16-2 in the first minutes of the game. Looked like a potential blowout, but they have really courageously stormed back and have been in it for a long time.
Maybe they had mistakenly already set their clocks ahead.
1 hour ahead. They've sprung ahead.
They sprung ahead. They wish we could spring ahead from that 16-2 deficit.
Right. So they'll have the ball as well. Strus off the inbound. Sticks it. Three-pointer on target. And this has become a 5-point game.
Lose it for 1 second. Maybe our Mintz lost him. I'll show you how.
Zegarowski on the baseline. Mintz. Tremendous body contact to take the hit, make the shot, and be at the line. 15:50 to go here in the second half. And the play has really picked up Kane with his 4th foul on the night.
All Strus does is fake, read the screen, pop out, shoot a jump shot. Really smart basketball without the ball.
87 3-point threes made this season. That is a school record. Strus makes about 37%. Senior. You can add to that tonight and into the Big East tournament. We'll see where they wind up seated. Strus to fire and drains another one, so he's starting to come alive.
Now they're also using Devin Gage as a screener, as we talked about the fact that they should start the game.
Crumple, tough angle, they got too far underneath, and it's knocked out of play off him. Some foul trouble now for the Blue Demons.
This is not a deep team. It's not a team that you can play zone against in Creighton.
Kane certainly a key man at 13 points per game, and right now Saville with 4.
Kane spent the entire first part of the timeout trying to convince the officials that it was Devin Gage that committed the foul, not him.
Good work if he can get it. Gage backing out. Crumple chasing him, some contact. It spins free. Ballack there to scoop it up. Off the fake, knocked out of his hands, and Reed comes away with it.
That was Devin Gage fighting and getting the basketball back. What a smart play.
Strus nearly lost the handle, and it's going to be a foul on him.
That's ridiculous. Strus loses the ball as Mintz gets his hands on it. That's a ridiculous call. We got to stop this. Every time somebody falls down in basketball, it's not a foul.
Tough to find out where foul occurred there. I know that he tried to get himself a little space, but he didn't foul anybody.
No, we saw Mintz fall down, and his arm did make contact with Mintz, but let's just play basketball.
I would agree. So Creighton with it, up by 4, 56-52. In strong, but a traveling violation. And he's down.
The Strausses, they just hit heads.
And Mintz staying down.
They just... Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. This is where, look, basketball is a contact sport, occasionally collision sport. Strus just lost his footing. That's what happens when you foot fake so well that you travel, everybody ends up falling down. Strus is
up.
An unbelievable kid, right? D2 transfer. Mom played volleyball at DePaul. Transfers in and just has made himself self-made player. Made himself into an absolute collegiate star. And what's interesting is, so DePaul they have a team bus, but Strus has a group of guys, some of the walk-ons and managers, and they get an Uber, just kind of like a pro team. And I don't know if you saw, I was here 2 hours before the game. He's here getting a workout before the game.
Well, he was the first man on the floor to begin the second half after a chilly first half. And now finally, Devian Mintz is up. Junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And he will take a step off the court, at least for now. Looked like he took that shot in the ear. We look at the Big East standings. Villanova has won the Big East again, even though they lost today. Marquette also fell. It was a terrific game against Georgetown. And look at everybody in the middle there, all bunched up. That's been the Big East all season long.
You know, every team in the Big East has a above 500 record for their overall record. Pretty remarkable. Only conference in the country that can claim that.
Nope, it hasn't been done since the middle 90s, the old Metropolitan Collegiate Athletic Conference. Yeah.
Metro.
Louisville is in there. And
Cincinnati, Florida State.
Memphis,
that was back Memphis State was in that.
Strus, not this time, knocked away in a foul in the lane, and it's going to go the other way.
Wow. Devin Gage was on the inside, and he got called for a foul. And Martin Crumple was on his back. Devin Gage had inside position. And their arms got locked up. But that's what listen, Dave Lato is saying he's had the inside position. That's actually a foul on Crumpel.
Creighton's going to be in the bonus with the next foul. And pretty early. Zegarowski continues to drive. High off the window. Got his own rebound. Ballack again. Yes, sir! Unstoppable tonight. Career high 26 points already. With almost 14 minutes to go. He swings it up top. Here's Gage on the drive. And they the slam.
That's the Jalen Butts that I thought we would see when he got a flat tire getting his shot blocked by 2 guards.
Well, he makes 61% of his shots. Zegarowski, he's open from 3. Hell knocked it in. And look out, the Blue Jays beginning to drain those triples. Strus up against Alexander, got a little too close and committed the foul. He's unhappy with that. 13:02 left.
Ryan Ballack, this is the second one he's had where it says a dagger threes in the offensive boards, and Devin Gage driving in, and Jalen Butts. What a great second half we've had. Good ball.
Yes, both teams have been cooking. Zegarowski has 8 assists in this one. That's a career high. That's going to be a foul. He banked it in, a 3-pointer, and hit on the play.
I don't know what Tyshawn Alexander's doing. Like, look, Max Strus is a very, very good player. He's a tremendous shooter. But this is the second time in a row. Like, dude, you're fouling him. You're getting too close. That's a foul.
That's an amazing shot.
Amazing shot. But that's the second time he's sitting on his right hand because Strus likes to go right. He's getting too close.
Well, 4-point play. DePaul not quitting. Alexander has to sit now with 4 fouls.
What does he do? Like, he's a smart player. Those are 2 dumb fouls. Like, just because you don't want him to go right doesn't mean you just lay your body right there. Like, that's gonna get called every time.
Boy, twisting and turning like that to make that shot. Strus, yeah, that's 1 at one time. And Schreiner picks up the personal. And this one is closed up to a 4-point game. So Schreiner will hit the bench, and Zegarowski is at the line.
We're going to test those new Creighton free throw numbers because they're going to be at the line a bunch here in the second half.
In and out on the first one.
Don't get credit for the free throw jinx, or no? We're just keep going.
You know, I think we've done our damage for tonight as far as blamability.
They're just putting Strus in the box. This old Steve Alford offense when he was at Indiana.
Catches, fires, can't hit. Rebound tipped away. Battle for that. Loose again. Lushby did a tremendous job to hit the deck. Lato is asking for a timeout over there with 12:21 to go.
Femi Lushby, that is going after the basketball. Fumbles recovered by DePaul. So we thought DePaul didn't have a football program. They could. Watch Femi Lushby. Ball's loose, loose ball. My ball.
Yep. They call
He's keeping it away.
A tie-up on this one. And they will have the possession arrow.
Lushby, I talked to him a little bit at practice today. Started his career at Oakland. Wasn't playing much. Transfers once and transfers again last year after North Carolina A&T, and he has been outstanding.
Cameron off his own miss. Bishop with a rejection and another foul.
Step out.
Well, knocked out of bounds, no foul on that. 62-58 Creighton.
I'm going to say Flynn Cameron, the only guy in America playing with the do-rag on. He's that guy. That's really, you know, he's the one guy.
From Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Strus catches long distance.
That wasn't a heat check. That was, I'm kind of ticked off, and I'm just going to fire one up here because I think I'm going to make it with all of my ticked offness.
I think you've invented one there.
Yes.
up the dribble. Here's Ballack again. And that one, of course, is going to go down. All sorts of iron, but the way he's shooting it, of course it goes down. Amazing. He's had a career night. 65-58. Jam with a bump. Tipped out there nicely by Bishop. Zagorowski trying to find Ballack on every possession. He's going to lean in. Off the iron, gets the foul. And he'll be at the line when we come back.
Mitch Ballack has just been amazing tonight. Not one, not two, not three, 9 threes. And we still got...
Right, tell me what the score is. Yeah, so are we right in a good place? Right, so if you clean up that end, right? So now you know Ballack, you cannot leave him. He's got 2 or 3 threes off offensive rebounding because we got to get more locked in. Right? But you're in great.
Mitch Ballack's been unbelievable. Martin Crumple with the legal block, and then the ball moving to 3. We mentioned the offensive rebounds and just finding him as he's perpetually in motion with his feet set. Now he's got a chance for his first and 1 of the night. Ballack's got 29, got an assist, got a block shot, and he's only missed 1 of his 10 three-point attempts so far today.
All right, Jeep Grand Cherokee stat comparison. You saw what he did in the previous 3, and then tonight exploding for 29. And at the line here, where he is 77%. And the 9 threes have tied a single-game record at Creighton. And that's saying something with the shooters who come out of here.
Korver the holder?
Korver's one of them, yeah. So 66-58. Strus fires away. Yes!
They ran into each other.
5-point game. Strus has really come alive, particularly here in the second half. Bishop wriggling free off the fake to the other side of the iron. That won't fall in. And the ball has it. Wanted to dunk it, couldn't quite turn that trick. Now, one of the things that Coach Leto was saying to his team in that timeout basically was calm down, don't play like it's the last possession on every possession. There's plenty of time left. Shot clock down 5. They'll swing it here for Cameron. Good shooter. They'll get a second effort. Another mad scramble for it.
Yeah, Luchby's got to be strong, smart. Man.
We'll go back over to Creighton on a possession arrow.
And look at Dave Leto. He's telling Luchby the same thing. You got to stop trying to dribble the basketball. They're double teaming you. Pass the ball. Don't put it on the floor. How many times do you have to lose the basketball?
9:56 to go. And Christian Bishop, the freshman, heads to the bench.
Bishop only played because of injury. Jacob Epperson is out with back issue, and then he had a knee surgery as well.
Quick move by the guard. Back out here for Joseph. Intended for Crumple and fired out of play.
I mean, with the exception of Mitch Ballack and Martin Crumple, Creighton's been awful offensively. And DePaul's got him right there. They had to pass out of those double teams in the low post.
Lujaby up top. Goes for the feed. Watts trying to negotiate. That was a pretty play.
And he went quickly before the double team could come.
This is as close as it's been since it was 2-0. Striking on the other end is Crumple's pretty quiet here lately.
Yeah, what a tough finish that was in transition.
Strus again from the other side. And a whistle on Crumple. 8:57 to go.
Well, they've been posting up Belushi the entire afternoon. This time, it's Jalen Butts, a quick spin. The double team comes to the middle. And then Crumple, even though he made a mistake on defense, makes him pay on offense.
Just picked up a second foul. So Paul put it in. And Gage will set it up now. A 5-point game. Big crowd here on hand. Creighton cannot lose. Dreams of going to the NCAA tournament. Many believe they are right on the bubble. Strus again. Launching. Big rebound. Watch one dribble down and draws another whistle.
I mean, I don't think Strus wanted to shoot that because it was a bad pass at his ankles, but there's nowhere for him to dribble. And he has everything he's had. It's either been going in or slightly long or slightly short. He's feeling good about his shot. And honestly, it's kind of DePaul's best offense is let Max Strus shoot it and they don't get the offensive rebound.
Jalen Butts to the line. This is usually trouble, only 54% there. So Bishop back on now for the Blue Jays.
Bigger lineup for Creighton, but Bishop a guy who you can help off of. So let's see if DePaul, the problem with helping off of Bishop is now he becomes a screener and that opens up guys like Ballard. But not a great shooting lineup in there.
He missed the pair.
This is just to get them to the TV timeout. Under 8 minutes.
The kick out, long distance, and buried the three. Joseph. We talked about how much better a shooter he's become. And that one really helps the Creighton cause.
18% three-point shooters first year at Syracuse. He didn't score a point in ACC play his sophomore year. Not a point. But he has worked and worked and worked to become a very good teammate on this program.
Gage, he'll fire the jumper. Got it. Sophomore from Chicago makes it a 6-point game. Here's Joseph again. He'll drive it this time. Zagorowski with a three. Bishop there with a big rebound and a second effort, but stolen away by Gage.
What a Kevin Gage.
That's going to be a travel. Strus will give it right back.
We aren't winning this game without blockouts. We aren't winning this game with the balls on the floor. You don't dive after. We're not reaching over to pick up anything. Okay? We are the first to the floor. And then, guys, we just got to be a little tougher with the basketball down here. Okay?
Inside their practice yesterday, he was working specifically, Doug, on exactly that. Loose ball drills and getting guys to dive on the floor over and over.
And he's speaking there with his assistant coach Paul Lusk, who of course comes over after losing his job at Missouri State last year. But you're right. And listen, credit to Paul. Dave Lato challenged his team to be tougher, to get after loose balls, to rebound. And that's what they've done. That's how they've gotten back that and some Max Strus, some Jalen Butts.
You're right about Strus, too. He's 19-13 since halftime. He's been the man, as he has been all season, for DePaul. Creighton with it. Joseph. Baseline for Zagorowski. That one's sealed off. Shot clock a factor now. Down to 5. The spin. Back out for Ballard, who has 29. He launches up there. Hits it! Right in front of the buzzer. Right in front of the shot clock. What else can he do? He has had a remarkable night, and he's now hit 10 threes. That's a school record for Creighton. Gage lofts it up there. No. Back for the rebound. 10 threes. Been a remarkable performance. That's going to be a traveling violation. Creighton will give it back.
Dave O'Brien, this is perfect defense from Kevin Gage. Perfect defense. Watch. Helps. Almost blocks the shot. Mitch Ballack. Shot clock running down. That's good defense. There's just nothing you can do. I'm right. I can't believe it. I can't.
33 points, 10 made threes, 10 out of 11 beyond the arc.
We were doing Vince Scully before the game. Can you do it, Jack Buck? I
Can't believe
what I just saw.
We've been doing that all night. Gained weaving inside for 2. And a quick strike. 6 minutes to go.
And a smart sub from Dave Lato. Eli Kane, 4 personal fouls, but you're falling out of the game. You need your star to kind of keep you alive a bit.
And Butts will commit a foul here. Trying to slow down Martin Krompel. It'll be his second. 5:52 remaining.
Krompel has been well documented. He's torn his ACL 3 times. But his progression from being almost a weakness with them offensively to being a point of strength. Look at the free throw numbers and that changed. We saw him hit a 3 earlier in the game, which just gives you kind of the threat that he can step out and make that. Plus, he's tremendous at running the floor and slipping all these screens.
Smooth there to make it 76-67.
Somebody's getting pizza. God time.
There's Strus. Not that time. Ballack, by the way, 10 of 11 from 3. All the other Blue Jays are 3 for 13 tonight from the three-point line. Look at this one downtown. Yes, sir!
Stop it, Mitch Ballack. Stop it. These kids have families that are watching the game on TV. Would you stop this?
It's been incredible. Came with a fall away and a 2-pointer. Well, it's been one of the great shooting displays of the season in the Big East. Certainly this side of Marcus Howard. He catches, fires, and he got hit on the play. He missed the 3, but he'll be at the line in the act of attempting a 3-pointer. Now back to the last make. They're coming fast and furious.
He just constantly in movement, and now he's got Paul Reed on him. And the thought is, well, we put length on him. And the thing with Paul Reed is, while he's 6'9" with long arms and big hands, like he's not used to guarding essentially a 2-guard who's constantly in perpetual motion. Gatorade, Kansas Player of the Year. Of course, Labrum, during his junior season, missed most of that. He won the best shooter at the Steph Curry Select Camp in 2014.
I would think so.
Good selection.
Yeah.
And in his varsity debut as a freshman, granted, in Eudora, Kansas, he had 40.
If he makes this, he's got 39 points in 34 minutes.
He doesn't need a highlight tape. Just put this one in and cut our mugs off.
39 points. That's a season high for Creighton, for any player. Gage with a pull-up. Creighton on the back of Mitch Ballack tonight in a most sensational way, opening up an 82-69 lead in a game they have to have. Alexander had 36 and it came out. He's going to get drilled and hit the deck and hit by Cameron, who picks up his 4th.
I did that game that came out. He was amazing. It wasn't like this. I mean, the efficiency. It's one thing to have 39. He's only taken 14 shots and 5 free throws.
So 2 coming for Alexander. Creighton's top scorer at 16 a game, knocks back the first one.
Alexander's been mired in foul trouble. Only 1 of 5, 0 of 4 from the field. But you want to leave this court in Omaha feeling good as you get ready for the world's most famous arena.
84-69. So all of a sudden here, thanks to Ballack in particular, Creighton has plenty of breathing room with about 4 minutes to go. Kane to the baseline, bottled up. Gage kicks for Cameron. Here's Strus, stripped, and it bounces out of play, and they'll keep it. This is the largest lead, and that's because it has been the Mitch Ballack show.
Starring Mitch Ballack. 39 points on 14 shots. Yep.
All of those games at FS1 and Fox. Lou should be able to kick out. Cameron, long range, too long. Lou should be able to big rebound and the stuff.
I remember Creighton beat Xavier by 20 here, lost in overtime in Cincinnati. I like that matchup for the Blue Jays. And then they get another shot at Villanova. Team they lost to in overtime at Villanova without Tyshawn Alexander.
Zagorowski intended for Crump and tipped out of play with 11 on the shot clock. Ballack, by the way, the story of the three-pointers tonight, he's made 11 out of 12. That's 92%. That's in Division I being guarded very heavily. He's made 92%. Everybody else, both teams combined, is just 10 for 31 from 3. So just another idea of how good he's been. Yeah, going to get a timeout here. Could not inbound it, so Creighton takes a timeout. We'll take the break.
Isn't that amazing? And he's really an underrated athlete. A lot of times guys that are shooters, when you during Kansas, you think, here's a guy started dunking when he's in 6th grade. And his ability to move, balance, he's a hop-in shooter, get rid of it quickly. What an incredible weapon.
One of the great nights this season in the Big East, and indeed all of college basketball. To make that many three-pointers, and he has set a school record tonight in the process, and he's not done yet. Cashaw, shot clock down to 5, lost the handle and lost the ball, but they win it back. Cropple came over to poke it free.
Credit Max Strus here. This is how attentive he is. He did the shot clock reset to the officials, try and show them that they did not have possession of the basketball. They're going to have to look at this. Did Max Strus actually gain possession so that the shot clock would reset? They're going to take a look at it.
So 3:11 left. And a 13-point advantage for Creighton. Take a look with the clocks.
The shot clock's running down. Here's the argument that, yeah, they get the ball. Does he actually have possession? He did have one dribble. I don't know if that credits a reset. There was no signal made as Greg McDermott's saying reset.
Do you think he had possession?
Possession is how many tenths of the law?
I don't think he did, but
I think he did. He dribbled it once. Watch, he gets the ball right here and he actually dribbles it once, boom, and then loses it.
Yeah, you might be right. And these are the eyes that matter.
I don't like that reset anyway. Reset.
They will rule he had possession.
Yep, because of the one dribble. You know, in FIBA basketball, a reset only resets to 14, and it's great. It makes it all those shots Mitch Ballack has taken, where you get an offensive rebound, you kick it out, shoot a 3. That's all really you have time to do.
He wouldn't have minded that at all tonight.
Nope.
With the stop. And the flex again. And Creighton sitting pretty at 86-71. Gage for 3. Kind of iron, but a nice Nice touch for the triple. There's still time here for DePaul. Just under 2.5 to play, 86-74. They need to find a hot hand the way the Blue Jays have tonight. Alexander. Dashaw running some clock. Shot clock down to 8. Crowd wants Ballack to shoot every time he touches it. Strus with a good strip. And they maintain possession. Lucia being lost it, got it back, laid it out.
If you're DePaul, you don't need to foul.
Zagorowski pounded by Gage, and he will commit the foul. 1:39 left.
Let me show you how they got that crumple alley-oop. Well, freeze it on the ball screen. Freeze it right there. So there's the ball screen. This is Max Strus. He's the plug man. Okay, he's supposed to stay. And when the pass is made to the weak side, he recovers to his man. You don't have to leave. You're guarding Connor Cashaw, who's just checked into the game, and it's not like he's Reggie Miller. You have to stay so attentive. Two-shot foul.
Yeah, get another one here.
Double bonus. And that's the right foul to foul Zagorowski, who struggled all day with his shot. Missed the other front end of a 1-and-1. Even though he's a talented scorer and a good shooter, has not looked comfortable shooting the basketball this evening.
Yep, a little bit frustrated. No one's blaming that hand.
No, he was actually shooting better with the hand until last game.
Yep.
But that's got to be a nuisance. Now, don't make you shoot your fingertips, what you're supposed to do. But you'd assume it would actually hurt your fingertips if you got a broken hand.
He made 1 of 2, 87-76. Kane looking to get a shot in the air on the drive. Yes. And a timeout. 90 seconds to go. DePaul takes the timeout. And inside the Big East. And let's give you a look at the Big East tournament bracket one more time now. If Creighton hangs on and wins the game, the first round will get underway. Butler, Providence, and DePaul and St. John's.
And of course, you look at Xavier, who started their 5-game winning streak. They've won 6 out of their last 7, but started with an overtime win over Creighton at home. That would be an unbelievable rematch in Madison Square Garden. And if you're Creighton, you got to feel like, look, we'd rather play good teams. I think they'd rather play a Seton Hall, though, because that's in terms of a Q1 win. That'd be a better win for them.
Trying to get it in. They do to Ballack. Deflected away. Hits the deck. Oh, what a tremendous pass as he shoveled it ahead. And Alexander made the basket. Well, he's just had that kind of night.
That was an effort play where Lyric Shiner did not lay out for his team.
Hamlin picked off by Ballack.
Great bounce.
Alexander.
That's a play go on.
It sure is. That's the call. With 1:07 to go. Right on top, 89-70.
Lyric Shiner has a chance. Just tip the basketball, lay out for it. Instead, he doesn't do it. Ballack hits it with his right, then his left hand. And then this is not a smart play from Max Strus.
Flagrant foul. Alexander to the line.
Well, it's one of those plays where you're Max Strus. You got to think you've been in that position. You don't want to hurt anybody. And when you jump in basketball, if you don't know where you're going to come down, somebody grabs you, you can get hurt.
Another one here for Alexander. Outstanding foul shooter. Made 1 of 2. He'll have the ball 2. So Creighton getting to 90. On what has been a historic night for the Blue Jays. Mitch Ballack, who is hitting the bench and getting a standing ovation here. A spectacular evening.
Why is he coming out?
Not a bad question. 39 points.
Ball's still playing. They're still going to foul. They're done fouling now.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
He may be attending to his elbow.
His knee. A little cut in the knee. The blood showing.
Zagorowski down the lane. That opened up for him, but he can't connect.
We're going to need him to get it going in New York City.
Gage gets a lift. Not there for him. Alexander with the rebound. And a whistle. 32.9 to go. Getting pretty rough here down the stretch. They're actually attending to both the elbow and the knee.
Meanwhile, don't touch that left hand.
No, sir.
Don't mess with the left hand. Don't cut the fingernails. Don't do nothing. That left hand is perfect.
Some night.
What is it about lefties? Well, what is the deal? They always shoot better. They always better golf swing, better baseballs. What is the deal?
And everything they do looks prettier than the right.
This is very true.
So Jefferson coming on. And Cashaw, the senior, getting a hug.
You look, I know it's awkward. We're seeing more of these in college basketball where a guy's only been on campus for 6 months and it's senior night. But Connor Cashaw was a good player at Rice. He got a degree at Rice in 3 years. That's the Harvard of Texas. That's an unbelievable student athlete. And you ask guys on this bench, you ask the coaching staff, like, he went from averaging 15 a game to average 2 a game, and he's been a good teammate the whole time.
1,000-point scorer.
Yeah.
You know, Rice. A terrific moment there as the seniors are coming off.
And the same thing with Caleb Joseph. His brother Chris started Syracuse. He goes there. Syracuse thinking huge hopes and dreams. Transfers out. Thought, I transferred down to Creighton. I'll dominate. He struggled, but bought into the idea of this place.
Gaines jumper. That missed badly. Final seconds here. No more fouling. 91-78. Creighton with a big win at home against a team that was playing really well coming in. And of course they cannot afford any slip-ups. They don't tonight. They jumped on the back of Mitch Ballack. The 6'5" sophomore was beyond good. He was incredible. A record-setting night for him.